Let's go to Marie in Pennsylvania. Hey, Marie, what's up?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
We are rocking and rolling. How about you?
I'm hanging in there.
Oh, goodness gracious. What's going on?
I'm going to struggle through this, so please bear with me.
Take your time. Take your time.
My 16-year-old daughter was taken and admitted to the hospital on Sunday due to a suicide attempt.
Oh, Marie, I'm so sorry.
While she's been in the hospital, she was in direct extended contact with someone that was a COVID-positive staff member, which has now caused her hospital stay to be much longer than the normal stay prior to going to a inpatient mental health program.
Is it because she's being quarantined? Or does she have
haven't
COVID?
necessarily quarantined her. I'm able to stay with her all day. They just need a negative test after 10 days of the exposure for the facilities to be willing to take her.
Oh, okay.
So
Because she was in contact?
Correct.
Okay.
At the hospital, they have like a one-on-one nurse with her all the time.
Okay.
And that from Sunday night to Monday morning, a 12-hour shift, that nurse tested positive on Monday morning. And she had spent 12 hours with my daughter right prior.
Has your daughter had any symptoms or anything? Is she sick?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good deal. Good deal.
No.
So can we do one thing real quick?
Sure.
I want you to take as deep a breath as you can and hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then let it out slow.
It's really hard.
I know. But Marie, she's going to be in there for 10 days and we're going to let that one go. Okay? Because you got a lot in your heart and head right now and you're going to war over something you can't change, so we're going to let that be. She's going to be there for 10 days. She's going to be surrounded by people who love her and care for her. She's going to get food. She's going to get sleep, which are two critical things right now. Okay? And so we're going to let that one go.
Yes.
Cool?
Absolutely. Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
So she's there for 10 days. Great.
Yeah.
What's next?
Because of this extended stay, it has allowed me the opportunity to start researching these facilities.
Oh, no. Did you look online reviews?
All of them.
Marie, don't look at the online reviews.
I wish somebody would have told me that 2 days ago.
Don't look at online reviews of psychiatric care. Don't ever do that. Never, never, never. Oh, no. I'm so sorry that you did that. Okay, so has the hospital recommended places for you?
Yes.
And you checked them out and they were miserable and evil and awful and all that stuff?
Every review says don't dare send your child there.
Of course, of course. That's a whole show. That is a whole show.
And I understand. I mean, any information you get from people online, you're getting information. People leave reviews when they're angry. I understand that.
Very few people. I have had the honor of sitting with a number of parents who are pulling their kids out of these situations. Often there is such deep and like what you're experiencing right now, such deep and profound confusion and grief and loss and mourning that it is anybody I could possibly pin this on. Please. And psychiatric care facilities are really hard, and they range from somebody who's 14 who says the words, "I'm having dark thoughts," and gets caught up in a school system that dumps them into a psychiatric care unit, and somebody who is acutely schizophrenic who has tried to kill themselves multiple times, and they're all in the same room. So it can be terrifying and scary and all those things. And then you get a parent or a mom who's got their own challenge, and then they've got an opportunity to put it on the internet, right? So I would tell you to not get on those reviews, okay? And I know that's so hard because you're just looking for the best info you got. It's so hard. And these are expensive, and people get their kid out, and they're so grateful, and then they get this bill, and you get angry there, right? So all I have to say is there's not a lot of incentive for people to put positive reviews, okay?
Right.
Let's back out for a second.
Okay.
Tell me about your daughter. She not been doing well? Did this surprise you?
So much.
I know you do. I know you do.
She has struggled with anxiety, being anxious, and struggled with depression for years.
Okay.
We have had her in counseling. She's been seeing a great counselor for 10 years, off and on. I mean, not every week, we go through peaks and valleys.
Sure.
Where we will see her counselor weekly for 2 or 3 months, and then we'll go 6 or 8 months and not really have a need. And then something will come up and we'll go back to weekly for a little bit.
What was her childhood like? 10 years with the same challenges like that lets me know. What, did she come from a rough environment? Does she have some challenges that she experienced early on? What's home life?
Dad and I divorced about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And that's kind of when all these things peaked.
Okay. Was there some challenges before the divorce?
I mean, between me and her dad, of course.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Was there some stuff that, she was living in that water is what I'm saying. She was breathing that air is a better way to say it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So now we fast forward, and again, that's not for blame. That's just, I'm trying to get some context here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? Did something acute happen? Was there a trigger moment here, or did she just get exhausted and say, I'm tired?
I think it's the past 2 years, just the chaos, the losing touch with friends. I think that she's had a serious boyfriend, and her and the boyfriend have been teenage boyfriend girlfriend arguing lately, and I mean that has contributed to some of her anxiety. But I really think that it's just the past 2 years of everyone's world being chaotic, and she's been at home doing cyber school and not having good contact with teachers, and she did not succeed in her freshman year of high school. She had to repeat her freshman year because of the online chaos that she didn't succeed at that.
Okay. And how did she try to take her life?
Pills.
Okay. And
she took 12 Tylenol PMs.
Okay. And did she leave a note?
No. Her dad found her.
Okay. Did he notify her? Did she send something out on social media?
He found her in the bathroom.
Okay.
And she was I was not at the house. Of course, she was at her dad's house. And from what I understand, he heard her crying in the bathroom, and he opened the door, and she was sitting on the floor, and her extremities were beginning to turn blue.
Yeah.
And he called 911.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad he was there.
Me too.
I'm glad.
Me too.
So now she's in a hospital with round-the-clock care. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Have they stabilized her? Has she said, I can't believe this happened. I'm so glad to see you. Like, what's her state right now?
She wants me there with her all the time. She doesn't like when I leave.
Yep.
She has not talked to me about the what's or the whys or the hows.
Okay.
I haven't pushed. I haven't really asked. I don't know if I should.
Okay.
She wants to come home.
Yeah.
But she does say that she wants help. She wants to get better.
Good.
She wants to learn how to handle stress better. Like, she knows she needs the tools. She says that.
Awesome.
And she's willing to go to an inpatient facility.
Okay.
But she can tell that I'm anxious about it.
Yeah.
So I think that makes her anxious about it.
Gotcha. So you nailed it just there. She will absorb you. And that's a lot of pressure on mom. And unfortunately, that's what we sign up for when we become parents. Okay. And she's going to absorb dad too. Are you and dad on speaking terms? Are y'all co-parents here? Okay.
Yes.
If possible at all, and if y'all are both married to other people now, it may be good to bring them in too. But what I would call an emergency, not an emergency like there's lights flashing, but soon, this week, next week, I think it would be worth your time to go get with a local pastor or local counselor, somebody you could get in a room with and say, here's how we're all going to walk forward. Because what your daughter's going to need is a united front of people who love her and are going to hold her accountable and give her boundaries. Kids crave boundaries. And the thing that's most that usually happens here is everyone pulls all the boundaries off because they don't want to say or do the wrong thing because they think this, like, I don't want to be the one who fill in the blank, right? And kids are desperate for them. Please give me guardrails, right?
Yeah.
But those guardrails can get oppressive and Looney Tune also. And so it's just getting everybody in a room. No blame. This is all about how are we going to love her moving forward. And it might be, we're not going to say, I can't believe you did that. We're going to have to, none of that, right? And so getting with a counselor who can say, here's 5 or 10 things that we're all going to agree on. And Dad, you're going to write a letter every week. Mom, you're going to write one every day. Or fill in the blank, right? But getting in a room, if y'all can do that and act like grown-ups here and your daughter's desperate for that, then everybody walks out with a united front, okay? The second is, yes, she wants you there every time, as much as possible. And be there as much as you can. But if you got to go to work, you got to go to work. And having somebody there who loves her, whether that's I don't know if you're remarried or if you've got other siblings or an aunt or an uncle or a mentor, people can be there. That's great. If they can't, they can't. What would be really cool in these moments is to have a flood of people who love her write her letters and just say, we miss you and we love you. And here's why that's so important. She's sitting in a hospital feeling like she's alone and she's just got some nurse sitting there on her phone or reading a book or whatever. Having something that she can hold tangibly, that when she starts thinking, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I don't have this, I don't believe, she's got evidence on top of evidence on top of evidence that that's not true. Yeah. And there will be a little bit of embarrassment and shame, like, I can't believe I'm so embarrassed, but all of that will be washed away by the onslaught of handheld letters. And so I don't know if you've got a resource or a connection or what her situation is at school, whether teachers or students can write letters or things like that, but those become worth their weight in gold for somebody holding it to their heart. And then here's what I would do if I'm you. So I'm just thinking, fast forwarding, I'm in your situation. I got 2 young kids. I get the same call and I race over to the hospital and they tell me that did they give her charcoal and pump her stomach and all that?
No, they did not. They just did blood work and tested and waited till her Tylenol levels came down.
Oh, okay. So they just let that one ride, huh?
Yeah.
And that's a scary one. I had my son ate a handful of Tylenol and they said, we'll know if his liver stops. And that's a scary, scary moment, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the scariest moments of my life, was waiting for that test. They look like candy. And my son popped a bunch and they said, we'll know if his liver stops. That's about the best we can do. Yeah. And I remember that. So I would get on the phone with the school counselor. Have you talked to her or him?
I have, yeah.
Okay. They should have a resource that they trust. And that's where, if you can get a insurance referral and you can go through there, that's where I would go. Because they will have looped with untold numbers of students and their parents in this very same situation that nobody knows about. Students disappear and they come back 2 weeks later and they're integrated back into school. But that would be the person I would go to in my local community if I was in the same situation you're in.
Okay.
And they'll probably give you 2 or 3 and go in and visit with them and go with your gut. Okay. Your mom, you know. And if you start feeling anxious, right?
Yeah.
Do you struggle with anxiety?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree on this one.
So, Marie, you're worth the work, too. I'm serious.
I know, but I'm not currently in trouble. I'm okay.
You're not. You're not.
My baby is.
I know, but so is Marie. So is Marie.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I've done this too long, Marie. I promise you. You're worth the work too. And when you can, then everybody can breathe.
Okay.
Will you call somebody today?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
For you?
I did yesterday. I did yesterday. I made a phone call yesterday and
You promise?
Yes, absolutely. I did.
Okay.
Yes, I promise.
Will you actually go through with it? Because you're going to get really anxious, or you're going to go once and you're going to be done. Will you please go?
I will. Yes, sir. I will.
Okay. My heart's with you, Marie.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you have people you can sit with? And now I made it weird and you're trying to get off the phone. I'm telling you right now. I know I did.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Breathe.
It's
It sucks. It's unimaginable if you haven't been sitting in this situation. How did we get here, right?
The emotions are really weird. You get really angry, and then you get really sad.
Yeah.
And I love her so much, but I'm so mad at her, and I'm. It's hard.
And then you feel guilty, and you're a crappy mom because you're mad at your daughter, and you're not. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be raged out. It's okay to be pissed off. It's okay to regret the last 10. All those feelings and things are real. They're not truthful, but they're real. And can you tell the difference there?
Yes.
Yes. So feel them and have somebody you can say them out loud to. Write them down.
Okay.
I'm so pissed off at you. How dare you try to take the most precious thing in the world from me? How dare you do that? How dare you, ex-husband, fill in the blank of all that fun stuff you could just pile in that, you could dump in that hole, right? All of it.
Yeah.
It's real. It's not all true, but it's real.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Marie, you don't believe you're worth fixing right now, and fixing's a bad thing. You don't feel like you're worth healing right now because your baby's in the hospital. And what I'm telling you is you got to eat and you got to sleep and you got to have oxygen too. And you've heard that being said over and over and over again, that you got to put your oxygen mask on first. And it is never more true than right now. Okay?
I hear you.
You promise? I'm only telling you this 'cause I love you. I'm telling you right now.
I know. I'm trying.
I know you are. It's not a try. It's not like work harder, do harder. I'm not trying to be Jocko here, right? I'm trying to tell you.
I came home last night and ate a bag of beef jerky and drank a bottle of wine in the bubble bath. So I think that was good for me.
Hey, you get one of those and you already burned it, but you get one, right?
Yeah.
And you probably woke up this morning with the greatest gas of all time. Is that fair?
It was fun.
I still don't smell well after COVID, and I'm glad I'm not in the Pennsylvania area. But listen, you get one or two of those, but I want to make sure you got someone you can call and say, I'm really pissed off right now. And they're not going to say, well, you shouldn't be. They're going to say, I know, I hate that for you. It sucks. Come over.
I do. I do. I have some good friends, and I've been in contact with them. And yes,
Good.
Yes.
If the school counselor gives you nothing, go with the resources that the hospital is going to get you. Those are your only choices. Okay. Follow your gut. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard. Your daughter's going to text you and say, I wish I wasn't here. Some of that stuff is part of the entry of this deal, right? Healing from this is going to be hard. Lots of shame, lots of embarrassment, lots of people that have some major psychiatric disorders in patient care with her going, whoa, I'm not here, right? And I've had some experiences where that was the greatest thing ever for a young person. Like, whoa, I've got a lot different situation than some of these folks here. Okay?
Okay.
And it will be hard. Trust the doctors here. And I know that's going to be the hardest thing in the world. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Marie, we are all 100% behind you. Let us know how the next few days go. Let us know if she gets into a hospital, and we will be rooting for you, rooting for you, rooting for you. Thank you so much for that call. Every parent out there, when your kid gets sick, when something's going wrong, when your kid's in the hospital, everything in our body says, let's dump 125% of who we are into that situation. And what I want to tell you is you got to stop and back out because you got to be okay. As my baby, forget all that. I'm telling you right now, I've been to too many hospitals with too many parents and sat for too long in these situations. You got to eat. You got to breathe. You got to check in with people that you love. You got to sleep. You got to be clear-headed and listen to doctors. You got to write things down. You got to have friends that you can call and weep bitterly with and say, I hate everything and I'm pissed off about everything and I'm angry about everything. And I miss my baby and I love her, all in the same sentence, and they're not going to think you're crazy. You got to have all of that stuff. And you got to do the hardest thing in the world, which is trust right now. Experts, you got to trust the doctors. You got to trust the people that, it's hard, Marie, hard, Marie. But your daughter's going to be okay. She's going to come out and go, I want to heal. I want to be better. And you're going to have a group of people rally around you. Thank you so much for being honest and vulnerable, Marie. Thank you so much for this call.